So I kinda did another thing. I bought a used Nintendo DSi in 2025. Now, is that a great idea? Knowing that you can probably play DS on any freaking smartphone at this point. Well, stay with me here. Let's poke this thing together and find out.
I made this channel cause I was just a little bored. Please subscribe, there's a whole world that we can all explore. We're all born minds to think alive. We're all born minds to think alive. Yeah.
Now for some context, I have never had a DS ever. I did have a cousin who owned the DS Lite, but I've always preferred the PSP more. So I hope my excitement isn't too unbearable in this video. I'm really happy because I got this at such a great price. It took like less than a week scouring over Facebook Marketplace, and finally I found this thing. Usually the DS goes for less than 80 bucks if you're lucky. I urge you not to buy this at 100 or more. You can buy better handhelds for 100 bucks. So time for a little history lesson. The Nintendo DSi launched in Japan in November 2008. It's the third version of the DS. It came after the DS Lite and before the 3DS. This was a slightly controversial handheld because it removed a very beloved feature of the DS Lite, and it was the GBA slot. This was no longer backwards compatible with older GBA games. It was also the first DS to have an XL version, released 1 year later. And yes, Beyonce was in a commercial playing this dumb thing. Notably, this is basically a DS Lite with two small digital cameras. One here, another here. Very weird placement, but I guess there's no space here. The resolution of the camera is 2.5 times more than the resolution of the screen itself. 640 by 480 pixels compared to 256 by 192. Now, I don't know why they chose to put I on the name, but whatever. Despite having more powerful hardware, more RAM, and a faster CPU, there wasn't a whole lot of show for it in terms of exclusives. This likely contributed to it selling substantially less than the DS Lite, but it did have one thing going for it, the Nintendo DSi shop. This sold 41 million units combined with the XL, significantly less than the DS Lite sales. This model also came with 256 megabytes of internal flash memory, and it can read your own SD card. Here, there's an SD card slot. Because of this, it was possible to mod it. Believe me, modding this is a great time. It's actually easy. We need Twilight menu for that. I'll be showing you in a couple of minutes. Okay, Wikipedia, thank you for that information. Now it's time to stop yapping and dive into this thing. I'd like to first point out the battery life. This officially has a battery life of around 9 to 14 hours on the lowest brightness setting. And that's lower compared to the 15 to 19 hours on the DS Lite. 840 milliamp hours compared to 1000. Obviously, that's a lot lower. But that point is moot because you can technically buy a 2500 milliamp hour battery on Amazon, but I'm not sure if those work. I might be upgrading this on a future video, so stay tuned. So the screen is just the same as its predecessor, but this is supposed to be more performant. Similar to the new 3DS, there wasn't really a lot of games utilizing the extra CPU power. Nintendo has this thing where it releases a great console, and then the next one would be mid or okay, and the next one after that would be a great one, and then the cycle continues. So the DSi was not really favorable. All things considered, this is still basically an upgraded DS Lite. A little tour, I guess. So this unit is used, so there's a couple of scratches, but thankfully there's no dead pixels. It's a little greasy, but man, the previous owner told me that this hasn't been used in 10 years, so hopefully the battery doesn't leak or something like that. Quickly, the volume up and volume down, the SD card slot, the non-existent GBA slot, GBA cartridge slot, a headphone jack in 2025, start and select, the ABXY, the power button. Like I said, it has a camera here, a microphone. The DS included a feature of being able to connect to Wi-Fi. And this one actually can connect to your Facebook. So that's pretty neat. So apparently this is supposed to have better audio quality. This one that I have right now, the audio quality is not that great. The speakers are blown out. The back has a couple of scratches, wear and tear. And then the I. Maybe that's why they call it DSi. DSi, get it? No. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Shut the fuck up. Why did I get this for so cheap? Well, came missing a stylus. And like I said, the audio quality isn't that great. And the L and R buttons don't work. So I'm gonna try and fix it today. It did come with a charger. Here it is compared to my PS Vita. Oh, upside down. It's crazy that the PS Vita has such a higher resolution screen compared to the DS, but that doesn't make it a better handheld because obviously they sold more than the PS Vita. Now with the help of homebrew and modding this thing, you can play GBA games again. So here is a montage of me modding it. Roll montage. Most important thing is that you have Twilight menu and then unlaunch DSi installer. Other than that, you can dump your legally dumped ROMs onto a folder. I'm gonna link the instruction video that I followed. It's a great teacher. Highly recommend that video. With that being said, let's just play a couple of DS games. You know, that's the most important thing. By the way, peep the sound of the DS. Classic. Okay, on this homebrew menu, it's not really the same as like this typical DSi menu. So we gotta use unlaunch here to access the camera. Say hello. Let's take a selfie. The DSi camera, you can choose between using the system or the SD card to save your pictures. Here we go. What a low resolution camera. Hi. Let me take a picture. Take a picture at the back. Hi. So this also has a calendar. By the way, this doesn't have a stylus, so I'm just gonna use a stylus that I have already. It works. Oh, that sound effect sounds familiar. Oh, that got boring in about 2 minutes. There's a lot of filters here. Mischief, mirror. You can put some graffiti. You get it. Let's check PictoChat. People made animations with PictoChat though. I've seen videos on YouTube. That's pretty cool. Does that look the same? I'm not an artist. Take a look at the settings. So we can change the brightness here. This is the highest brightness, so this is the lowest. Typical settings, profile, date, time, alarm. That's the mic. Hello, hello. That's the DSi menu. Pretty boring. So let's finally play a game. You can hear the audio crackle a bit, especially at max volume. I'm not gonna play a lot of games because I don't want to get dinged by Nintendo. I probably have to blur this out, I don't know. I played this game on a previous video. So the thing is, the L and R buttons don't work. I might have to fix that in the future. See, I can't drift. That's terrible, I can't drift. Let me lower the volume here. There's something like satisfying about playing on original hardware. I don't know, it just feels right. It sounds weird, but it just feels right. Oh, by the way, the viewing angles are great. Also, it's really neat that you can kind of sort of lock the hinge here depending on what you want. It's very lightweight. The buttons are kind of small, but whatever. But before I get too carried away by playing, I think it is so worth it to get a DSi if you can get it for a good price. Because this is technically the better DS Lite because it has more power, but like I said, they removed the GBA slot. You can circumvent that by jailbreaking or modding. It's easy to do. I'm really glad that I got this. It's a great addition to my already growing collection. Sometimes playing on the ROG Ally or your PC, emulating these types of games are not as good as, you know, playing on original hardware. Yeah, that is kind of like my first look into my DSi. I'm very happy about this, and I hope you like this video. While you're here, if you're interested, subscribe. If you want me to do some mods, case mods, buy a new stylus, fix the LNR buttons, that could be another separate video. Hopefully it'll be a fun time. Who knows? All right, bye.